Hi, and welcome to Virtual So What? I'm Kelly,
I'm Sharon.
and maybe you've taken one of our classes before. If not, it doesn't matter. This is what we're making today, a bandana pillow. We found this handy project in this book, Bandana Rama, Wrap, Glue, Sew, and it's available for checkout here at the Downers Grove Public Library. Your kit is going to contain a piece of chalk and two bandanas, which are easily found anywhere, and they cost about 99 cents each. And you're also going to buy yourself a 12-inch pillow form. Again, can be found at Hobby Lobby, Joann, possibly Michael's. From home, you're going to need a pair of scissors, some straight pins, and optional, an iron just if you want to have crisp edges. We did not actually iron ours, and you can see how well it turned out as well. So let's get started, shall we? The first thing you want to do with your bandana is remove this border. You can just use your scissors and follow along there, cutting off that 1-inch border. I'm going to use a rotary cutter on mine. As you can see, just goes a little bit quicker. And you will do that for all 4 sides until you have this. The next thing you will want to do is put the 2 right sides of your bandanas together. You can tell it's the right size because it's a little bit bolder. See how that's a little more bleached out? So the 2 right sides together, line up your corners, and you want to pin on just 3 sides. Getting them as square as possible. Again, you only have to pin 3 sides. And then you'll be ready to sew. So what you want to be sewing on will be, on yours, this area in here, approximately. See, there's just kind of a nice little line in there where you'll be able to sew. For demonstration purposes, since we'll be sewing and it's a little bit difficult to tell where to start, your presser foot should have a red arrow showing where your needle is going to be, like this. Now you're ready to begin sewing. You want to take a reinforced stitch right when you get started, just so that when you turn it inside out, it doesn't come out, and then sew along the 3 pin sides using a 1/2-inch seam. When you get to the corner, you'll pivot and continue on 3 sides, leaving one side open so that you can insert the pillow form. Once you have sewed 3 sides, you'll want to turn your pillowcase inside out, and you can see that it's much brighter. Poke the corners nicely, so you have nice short corners. Looks good so far. So now we're just going to estimate. So our pillow form will go in there. So that's going to make a really nice pillow, but we don't want to put it in yet. Now, using those same 3 sides, we're going to sew, let's say, a 2-inch border. So along your 3 sides again, sew for 2 inches. So at this point, you are going to have your edges cut off. You're going to have it sewn 3 sides together, leaving one side open. Turn it right side out. Poke out those corners to make them nice and sharp. And now you're going to want to sew in here so that your pillow, once it's inserted, will have a nice little frame to it. I'm going to say 1.5 inches. And you know what? You don't need this fancy see-through ruler. We just happen to have it, and so we're going to use it. So approximately 1.5 inches, and we're giving you a piece of chalk. You can use any ruler. You can even make a piece of cardboard that's just 1.5 inches wide and use that for your guide. And you're going to do that on just 3 sides again. Remember, leaving that one side open. So now we're just sewing the same 3 sides that have already been sewn with our 1.5 inch border. Get to the end or the corner and pivot. And when you get to the final corner, make sure to reinforce your stitch with just a couple of back stitches. And now it's time to insert our pillow form. We are almost done. You've got your inside edge and then your 1.5 inch edge here too. So now it's time to insert your pillow form. If you can't find a pillow form, I found them easily at Hobby Lobby. Joann's has them, possibly Michael's, I'm not sure, but definitely Joann and Hobby Lobby. You just put that inside. But now what are you going to do? So now we're going to have to again sew on that 1.5 inch line you made, and then we're going to sew that line and you'll be all done. Pin it. And remember, you don't want to sew over your pins. You could break your needle. And then we will sew it. Remember, you don't want to sew all the way to the edge at this point. You're just sewing to that 1.5 inch inner seam that you made. And now it'll be time to close up our final raw edge. So for our final stitching, we have taken the seam and turned it in, a scant 1/4 inch on each side and pinned those 2 seams closed. And now we are just going to sew along the edge there, again, being careful not to sew over any of your pins. And there you have it, an adorable little pillow for under $10 or so. They make great gifts. You can buy bandanas in all different colors, and you could even put 2 different colored bandanas for the different size. We hope you had fun with your project today. Thank you.